A century later, we have flu vaccines that have reduced the severity of epidemics.
Now, a century later, we have flu vaccines that have reduced the severity of flu epidemics.
Now, a century later, we have flu vaccines that have reduced the severity of epidemics. These vaccines need to be updated every year because the virus changes and new strains emerge.
These vaccines need to be updated every year because the virus changes.
These vaccines need to be updated every year because the virus changes and new strains emerge.
These vaccines need to be updated every year because new strains.
These vaccines need to be updated every year because the virus changes and new strains emerge.
This vaccine needs to be changed every year because the new strain will.
These vaccines need to be updated every year because the virus changes and new strains emerge.
This vaccine need to be updated every year because new strains changes. This vaccine need to be updated every year because the virus changes and the new strain emerge.
These vaccines need to be updated every year because the virus changes and new strains emerge.
This vaccine need to be updated every year because the virus changes and new strain emerge.
These vaccines need to be updated every year because the virus changes and new strains emerge. What researchers fear is that a new strain of the virus will develop and cause another pandemic. What researchers fear is that a new strain of the virus will develop and cause another pandemic. What researchers fear is that a new strain of the virus will develop and cause another pandemic. What researchers fear is that a new strain of the virus will develop and cause another pandemic.
What researchers fear is that the new pandemic.
What researchers fear is that a new strain of the virus will develop and cause another pandemic.
What researchers fear is that a new strain will develop and cause another epidemic.
What researchers fear is that a new strain of the virus will develop and cause another pandemic.
What researchers fear is that a new strain of the virus will develop and cause another epidemic.
What researchers fear is that a new strain of the virus will develop and cause another pandemic. Once an outbreak occurs, transmission of the disease will be even faster than before.
Once an outbreak occurs, transmission will be even faster than before.
Once an outbreak occurs, transmission of the disease will be even faster than before.
Once an outbreak before, transmission of the disease will be even faster than before.
Once an outbreak occurs, transmission.
Once an outbreak occurs, Once an outbreak occurs, the transmission of the disease will be even faster than before.
Once an outbreak occurs, transmission of the disease will be even faster than before. An unintended consequence of our improved transportation system will be the speed at which an epidemic can spread. An unintended consequence of our improved transportation system will be the speed at which an epidemic can spread.
An unintended
An unintended consequence of our improved transportation system will be the speed at which an epidemic can spread.
An unintended consequence of our transportation system is what will be.
An unintended consequence of our improved transportation system will be the speed at which an epidemic can spread.
An unintended consequence of the improved transportation system is the speed at which the epidemic can spread. Transportation system can spread.
An unintended consequence of our improved transportation system will be the speed at which an epidemic can spread. Experts predict that public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough. Experts predict that public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough. Experts predict that public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough. Experts predict that public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough. Experts predict that public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough.
Experts
predict that public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough.
Experts predicted that the public health system will be overwhelmed and
Experts predict that public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough.
Experts predicted that the public health system will be overwhelmed and unable to react.
Experts predict that public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough.
Experts predict that the public health system will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough.
Experts predict that public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough.
A new strain of a virus is a mutated form of the virus.
A new strain of a virus is one that is mutated from the original.
Muted from the original.
What is an unintended consequence of an improved transportation system? What is an unintended consequence of an improved transportation system?
It allows epidemics to spread more quickly.
An improved transportation system allows epidemics to spread more quickly. So the best defense will be to prevent an outbreak from occurring.
So the best prevent is to.
So the best defense will be to prevent an outbreak from occurring.
So the best defense is to prevent the outbreak from occurring. Outbreak from occurring.
So the best defense will be to prevent an outbreak from occurring.
Defense.
This will require global cooperation in the sharing of data.
This requires global cooperation and sharing of data.
This will require global cooperation and the sharing of data. It may also require changes in how humans interact with animals. It may also require changes in how humans interact with animals.
It may also require
It may also require changes in how humans interact with animals.
It may also require changes on how humans interact with animals. It may also require changes on how humans interact with animals.
It may also require changes in how humans interact with animals. Animals such as birds and pigs carry viruses that may mutate into a strain that can infect humans.
Viruses carried by carried by pigs and viruses carried by animals such as pigs and birds may mutate into a new strain that may infect humanity.
Animals such as birds and pigs carry viruses that may mutate into a strain that can infect humans. Animals such as birds and pigs carry viruses that may mutate into a strain that can infect humans.
Animals such as birds and pigs can carry viruses that may mutate into new strain that can infect humanity. Animals such as birds and pigs can carry viruses that may mutate into new strain that can infect humanity.
Animals such as birds and pigs carry viruses that may mutate into a strain that can infect humans. Such a new strain could lead to another pandemic well before a new vaccine could be developed.
Such a new strain can lead to a new epidemics well before a new vaccine is developed.
Such a new strain could lead to another pandemic well before a new vaccine could be developed.
Such new strain can lead to a new pandemic well before the new vaccine can be developed.
Such a new strain could lead to another pandemic well before a new vaccine could be developed.
Could be developed.
Since diseases and epidemics don't stop at national borders, this is a global issue requiring global action. Since diseases and epidemics don't stop at national borders, this is a global issue requiring global action. Since diseases and epidemics don't stop at national borders, this is a global issue requiring global action.
Since diseases don't stop at the
Since diseases and epidemics don't stop at national borders, this is a global issue requiring global action.
Since diseases of epidemic don't stop at the national borders, this is a global action requiring global interaction. Diseases of epidemic don't stop at the national borders. This is a global action requiring global action. Since diseases and epidemics don't stop at national borders, this is a global issue requiring global action. Since diseases of epidemic don't stop at the national borders, this is a global issue requiring global action. This is a global issue requiring global action. Requiring global
Since diseases
action.
and epidemics don't stop at national borders, this is a global issue
Requiring global actions.
The threat of a global epidemic is another example of why we must learn to live together. The threat of a global epidemic is another example of why we must learn to live together. The threat of a global epidemic is another example of why we must learn to live together.
The threat of an epidemic is another sample to tell us why we need to learn how to live together.
The threat of a global epidemic is another example of why we must learn to live together.
The threat of an epidemic is another sample why we need to learn.
The threat of a global epidemic is another example of why we must learn to live together.
Why we must learn to live together. The threat of an epidemic is another sample of why we have to learn. Is another sample of why we
The threat of a global epidemic is another example of why we must learn to live together.
The threat of an epidemic is another sample of why we have to learn to live together.
The threat of a global epidemic is another example of why we must learn to live together.
The threat of global epidemic is another sample of why we have to learn to live together.
The threat of a global epidemic is another example of why we must learn to live together.
选择题，反的呀，反的。One danger is that an animal virus may mutate into a strain that can infect humans.
One danger is that an animal
现在就
virus
是
may
这个问题
mutate
说不
into a
清了，
strain that can infect humans.
病毒会变异。填空题。哎呀，我要凑足20分钟啊！现在这么快就完了，我又凑不足。So the best defense will be to avoid an outbreak from occurring. This will require global cooperation and the sharing of data. It may also require changes in how humans interact with animals. Animals such as birds and pigs carry viruses that may mutate into a strain that can infect humans, not humanity. Such a new strain could lead to another pandemic well before a new vaccine could be developed. So the best defense will be to avoid an outbreak from occurring. This will require global cooperation and the sharing of data. It may also require changes in how humans interact with animals. Animals such as birds and pigs carry viruses that may mutate into a strain that can infect humans. Such a new strain could lead to another pandemic well before a new vaccine could be developed.
So the best defense will be to prevent an outbreak from occurring.
To
This will
prevent,
require
not to
global
avoid.
cooperation and the sharing of data. It may also require changes in how humans interact with animals. Animals such as birds and pigs carry viruses that may mutate into a strain that can infect humans. Such a new strain could lead to another pandemic well before a new vaccine could be developed. It may also require changes in how humans interact with animals.
It may also require changes on how humans interact with animals.
It may also require changes in how humans interact with animals. Please try again. It may also require changes in how humans interact with animals.
It may also require changes on how humans interact with animals. 88分。How humans interact with animals. 复数。
A new strain of a virus is one that is mutated from the original.
A new strain of animals. A new strain of
A new strain of a virus is one that is mutated from the original. Please try again. A new strain of a virus is one that is mutated from the original.
A new strain of virus is one that mutated from original. Is one that has mutated from the original. The virus is one that has mutated from the original.
An improved transportation system allows epidemics to spread more quickly.
An improved transportation system allows the virus to spread more quickly. Transportation system allows epidemics to spread more quickly. Epidemics, virus. Since diseases and epidemics don't stop at national borders, this is a global issue requiring global action.
Since diseases and epidemics do stop at national borders, this is a global issue requiring global action.
Since diseases and epidemics don't stop at national borders, this is a global issue requiring global action.
Experts predict that the public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough.
Experts predict that the public health systems will be overwhelmed
还没应手得个84分。
react quickly enough.
Experts predict that public health systems will be overwhelmed and unable to react quickly enough.
正在上传学习成绩，看不见，摄像头太土，我估计我能凑出20分钟够呛。79分。79分。20分钟凑出来啦，今天的时间凑够了。这刘丽说我真是1分钟都不肯多学。我报的这个计划是坚持1年，每周至少学5天，每天至少20分钟。如果我1年之内哪一周不管任何原因，哪一周不能学够5天乘20分钟的话，我的学费就退不了。我现在用录视频的方式来逼自己学，必须的，坚持，找网友监督我。